Action. Welcome back, boys. We got the week 5 recap coming your way. We got one trip down through the division for everyone now, so you got a pretty good idea how the standings are starting to shake out. And also, surprise, surprise, we got Nick, who decided he had time to tune in this week. So, Nick, welcome back to the show.
I like this narrative being pushed that I had time to tune in this week. Yeah, it's good to be back. To be perfectly honest, I have watched a total of one full football game that is inclusive of college and NFL since the Nick Chubb injury. So going through this today to make my notes, I actually learned a lot. So I'm ready to get into it.
All right, let's get into it right away then. First game we got up, Glizz Mafia. They came back after a disappointing loss last week. They said, we're not going to leave anything in chance. They went out and got the Kiffin Award themselves this week with a 165 to 123 win over Wallace Pluto. And just a really solid performance, especially from the top of their lineup here. Their two receivers, especially AJ Brown and DeAndre Hopkins, both got over 20 points, and neither of them even had a touchdown to help out with that. So just a good day managing to get a ton of yards for both of them. Saints D also had a really good day for them, 40 points as they were able to shut out the Patriots. Patriots might be broken, but that's a conversation for a different day. And yeah, like I said, pretty much everyone else has played solid for them. This is a much needed win for them after a disappointing loss last year. And if they're able to keep this momentum going, they'll be on the right track to recovering their season.
For Wallace Pluto, we want to take just a quick second and wish the best and a speedy recovery for both Anthony Richardson and James Conner. The moment it sounds like both of these are going to be a multi-week recovery process. I know James Conner has already been placed on IR. So definitely wishing the best for both of them in their recovery back, and just wish them both the best. Hope to see them on the field here soon. Running backs, though, were very thin for Wallace Pluto this week, as they were also out. Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs ended up picking a designation up like at the end of the week. So they're very thin at running back this week. And this is going to be my plug for Noah on the year. May I suggest using the waiver wire? This would kind of be the point of the season where that would be very beneficial to you. So I'm just going to put that out there. Waiver wire, hashtag cool Noah. Stay woke, bud. Let's go to the receivers here. Since again, like I said, I haven't been watching much football. I haven't been paying much attention. Jamar Chase, 3 touchdowns. Holy shit, what a day. I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago or something when he was just like, I'm always open. Well, he was right. He was always open in this game. 3 touchdowns, almost 200 yards, 50 burger. Great day. Adam Thielen continues to be really impressive and kind of the only bright spot of the Carolina Panthers. Another 100-yard day, touchdown, very solid performance from him. But outside of those two guys, Mark Andrews, solid day. Tyler Boyd, okay. But what really put him down the hole was 2 points from their defense. Noah and this team always talks about defense. God knows they put 45 points on us with their defense a couple weeks ago, and only showing up with 2 this week's kind of really what honed them in. So they had some bright spots, some things to build on, but definitely need to clean some things up for next week.
All right, moving on to our second game of the week. We had FaZe Kev. We called them out last week, and they came back and able to get a big win, 123 to 106 over the Canned Pams.
So Kev saw your notes last week about like running back help, and it was kind of a two-edged sword here. On one hand, he was just like, you know what, straight up, fuck you. I'm gonna play with a guy who's completely hurt and just not gonna be able to play. Just give me a solid 0 points. I'm gonna go on the PK for the whole week and still pull it out. It's Javonte Williams. Again, he was a game time decision, ended up not suiting up, hoping that he's able to get back on the field here soon. But the real story of the week is, let me get this name right. Amari DeMarcado. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I don't know what type of voodoo magic you pulled, Kev, to just get it so that, James Conner leaves the game and this guy goes in and can actually produce for you. Because this was looking at the very beginning of the 3 o'clock window as 2 goose eggs at the running back position. And then all of a sudden, James Conner's out and this DeMercado guy comes in and, he played pretty well. At 45 yards, touchdown, averaged around 4.5 yards a carry. Pretty solid day. Again, don't know what voodoo magic you had, but you pass it over to the Steamers, please. Also, Josh Allen just continues to do Josh Allen things. 33 points, very solid showing. And also Calvin Ridley was able to find his footing again. First 20-point game since week 1 in that early morning Sunday London game. Also want to shout out Marquise Brown, who's been quietly producing pretty well for the Arizona Cardinals. But yeah, just kept just did enough. Luckily finding DeMercado at the last second to kind of give him that extra nudge to get over the hump here. But they'll definitely take a win like this after starting out 1-4 or 1-3.
On the flip side here for Canned Pams, they fall to 1-4 and they get their namesake award for the first time this season. Guess we all figured it was just a matter of time. It was really just a lot of single digits and bad performances throughout their lineup. Lamar had a really bad game against the Steelers. Running backs both single digits. Ayuk in single digits. Really, the only player who really came to play was Cooper Kupp. He got 19.8, no touchdown either to help him out. He was the closest on their roster to 20. And yeah, least points on in the league this week for the Canned Pams. Sitting at 1-4 now. It's really looking like they're toilet bowl bound. And, I'd have to see a lot better to think otherwise. That's all I have to say right now. Moving on to our third game of the week. We have yours truly, Texas 10-4s. We fought hard, but a disappointing loss. 160 to 150 to the hands of sticky mistakes.
We'll start out with Jalen Hurts here. Just continues to be a beast. 300 yards through the air, 72 yards on the ground. Just absolutely incredible performance from Jalen Hurts to squeak out the win there against the Rams, and very productive from a fantasy perspective as well. We do want to throw some prayers up for Justin Jefferson. Sounds like it's a rather significant hamstring injury, as he's most likely going to IR. The talk right now is he's going to be missing multiple weeks. The game's just so much better when Justin Jefferson's out on the field and making plays. So we definitely wish the best for him and hope to see him back on the field here in the shortest amount of time possible. But luckily for sticky mistakes, he does seem to just breed these receivers. Mr. coming out of nowhere, Puka Nacua. Cooper Kupp comes back. Apparently it doesn't fucking matter. Puka Nacua is going to do his thing. Scores a touchdown in this one. Still got 11 targets, almost 20 points. We had a little bit of a Kyle Pitts sighting here, as this is the first time this year I think he may have out-targeted Jonnu Smith, if I'm not mistaken. Which again, if the Falcons ever want to start using their incredible skill position players, like, we're all for it. So this is good to see. And then DJ Moore, holy shit, absolute nuke on Thursday Night Football. 230 yards, 3 touchdowns, 52 points. Really put Travis behind the 8 ball to start the week off. And I mean, he kind of just rode that off into the sunset to kind of take this win home. Everybody else kind of did enough. But always when you can put up 160 points, that's always just a great week.
Yeah, that DJ Moore bomb on Thursday Night Football really had us behind the 8 ball early. We had to sit on that for 3 weeks, but I'm pretty proud of the mental fortitude that our team showed, and they had some good fight. We came up just short, however. Brock Purdy making his debut for our team. He was able to put up 30 points. As the Niners just absolutely kicked crap out of the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. McCaffrey added 15 of that as well. He probably would have gotten more, but these two were taken out pretty early because they were up by so much. Steelers defense also had a great day as they just ate Lamar and the Ravens alive. 32 points out of them. And yeah, pretty much everyone else had a good day. James Cook had a little bit of a down performance. The Bills as a whole just were a little off playing in London against the Jags team who was already there for a week. But other than that, we played pretty solid. We had a chance to come all the way back. We were very happy with the performance we got at Jason Myers on Monday Night Football. Devontae Adams was still dealing with his shoulder. He was used a little bit more as a decoy, but he was still able to get a few points. It, however, would not be enough as we would come up 10 points short. And you know what? It happens. We're not too disappointed with this one. Still a lot of season left. If we keep playing like this, the wins will come. All right. Moving on to our fourth matchup of the week. We have Cleveland Steamers getting a much needed first win of the season in a big comeback fashion, 128 to 117. Nick, tell us what happened here and how your boys were able to keep fighting and get the big first win.
So it was very nice to get our first win of the season, but it was also very bittersweet considering the fact that it cost me having the Packers look like absolute dog shit on Monday Night Football. Didn't watch the game, but it did not look great from the clips that I saw. We did just enough this week. We're kind of behind the eight ball right now in terms of running backs. We're just hoping that any of our running backs we put in can even come close to sniffing a 50% snap share. It kind of sucks right now that Miles Sanders is dealing with a groin injury and isn't even really able to touch 50% as kind of our lone starting running back left on this team. So that's definitely going to be a point that we're going to need to address. But again, we were really happy with Jalen Warren this week. I thought he, again, like from the clips that I saw, looked like he had incredible juice and was really the driving force of the Steelers getting that offense going in the second half was because they stopped giving the ball to Najee as much and started giving it to Jalen Warren, who was ripping off big plays. We still haven't quite gotten that signature performance from Mahomes yet, as I don't think he's gotten a 30-point game yet, which is absurd through, what are we, 5 weeks in? But, he's still playing solid football. It's just that offense isn't humming quite the way that it normally does. I thought Diggs has been playing great all year. He showed up again. The one kind of mini rant I want to go on here is Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders. So I tuned in slightly to the end of that Thursday night football game because I was seeing some wild ass things being said on Twitter about the way that the Commanders were using their receivers. When you have Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson and they are getting combined, out targeted by Logan fucking Thomas. Okay, beyond me, this isn't the Chiefs anymore. Okay, bud. Logan Thomas, he's a great player and all. All right, not Travis Kelce. He's a great player. What the fuck does he know about cameras though? Okay, like what the fuck? Okay, like the fact that Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson we're getting rotated out for. Let me check my notes really quick. Byron Pringle and Jamison Crowder. Like there were multiple stretches of that game towards the end where they're still in the game and they're rotating Terry and Jahan Dotson out for like 4 to 5 plays for Byron Pringle and Jamison Crowder. Beyond me, this isn't the Chiefs. Use your players. Logan Thomas is not Travis Kelce. Okay, we just had to get that out there. That really irritated me. Terry, we love you. You're a dog. Hopefully, the enemy sees that. Again, the rest of the team did enough here. Our specialists did great this week. Big pickup, Kyle Fairbairn for the Houston Texans. We've been having kicker struggles all year, and for him to come in and put up 16 points was huge for us. Packers defense kind of brought it home for us at the end. So, good to get off the schneid, but bittersweet as well.
Yeah, and for the Philly Cheekles, it looked early like they were gonna get off big fourth win for them, but they would just fall just short at the end. With Jordan Love getting the opposite treatment of his own defense and only getting 4 points would leave this team just short and suffering their second loss of the season. Running backs did have a very successful day, however. ETN able to find the end zone twice, get nearly 40 points for himself out in London this week. And Montgomery behind that with 25 of his own against the Panthers for the Lions. And then also on this team, Sam Laporta continues to look like a steal in the second round of the draft for this team. Nearly 20 points of his own, 2 touchdowns out of him, including the really nice trick play that we saw replicated by the Niners later in the day. The rest of the team was a little bit disappointing. You see a lot of single-digit performances. Taylor was able to make his debut for this team, but just would not be enough for them in the end. And they do suffer their second loss of the season, followed 3-2. But this team is still sitting pretty good in terms of the standings, at least better than they usually are. So we'll see how things play out for them the rest of the year. And our fifth and final matchup of the week, we have PC Principal continues to stay perfect. I know they don't like me saying unexpectedly, but I'm surprised. They get a big 153 to 140 win over Fancy Feast.
I'd also like to raise my hand and say that I am also surprised. Coop, that's honestly, it's not a bad thing. Just take it, dude. Just relax. But honestly, right here, this was a great team win for PC Principal. And honestly, this is one of those wins that you can kind of look at and be like, okay, we're sitting here, we're 5-0. Maybe teams didn't expect this out of us, but maybe we have a squad, maybe we can make a run. So this is a great week to build off of, I think, for PC Principal. Alvin Kamara coming back from eating the living shit out of somebody. He's been playing great. Another great performance there as they just ran the Patriots out of the water. Tyreek Hill has been incredible once again this year as that high flying Miami offense just does not seem to be stopping anytime soon. We do want to take a quick second here, give prayers for Khalil Herbert. He went out with, I believe, a high ankle sprain or a ankle sprain of some sorts that was more than just like a low severity, low grade one. It sounds like he's going to miss a couple weeks. Again, hope for a speedy recovery for him, and he's going to be able to get back out of the field soon. And then kind of as you just scroll down, like you got Christian Watson 12, Komet 13, Pacheco 14, your kickers getting 12, and I think the defense also had 20 points. Like this is just one of those weeks where you kind of look at the whole team and you're just like, everybody played pretty well. So, putting up 153 points, you had a guy go down with an injury and still being able to kind of produce like that. Again, this is a great win for PC Principal to kind of, again, make that statement win. 5-0 here, and they don't seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
On the other side, for Francy Feast, 140.99 out of them. Very solid performance by all means, even though it was not enough to get it done. Kirk Cousins, KFC, continues to just sling it week in and week out. It does appear that will be the new norm for him with Dalvin Cook gone in Minnesota. 26 points out of him. And then Gabe Davis in London also had a really good day. One of the few bright spots for the Bills. 21 points and a touchdown out of him. His team did come up just short, as we mentioned a few times now. And then Niners defense absolutely just did not give the Cowboys and Dak any room to breathe. 32 points out of them. They had 4 total turnovers on the night. So just a great performance out of them. I believe the Niners are the current Super Bowl favorites in the league.
They are. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've just been playing excellent so far. We'll see if they continue to do so. This team falls to 2-3 now. It is going to be an uphill climb for them, but they keep putting together performances like that. It does feel like they're due to get hot and break out at any time now, but we'll see. And with that, we will take a look ahead at the week 6 schedule so you guys know what action we have to look forward this upcoming weekend. First game, we have the Texas size 10-4s. We're taking on the Canned Pams. We're also taking on this team in fantasy hockey, so we got a little bit of a doubleheader going on here. Second matchup, we got Wallace Pluto 84. They're looking to get a big rebound win as they want to be the first team to take down PC Principal on the year. PC Principal looks to improve to 6-0. Third matchup, we got Philly Cheekles 3-2 taking on Sticky Mistakes sitting at 4-1. 2 teams off to very hot starts to the season. Should have major playoff implications in this one. Fourth matchup, we got 2-2-3 teams. FaZe kept taking on Francy Feast. The climb to the playoffs is much smaller with the win here. It gets you back to 500. So we'll see which of these 2 teams is able to do so. And then Glizz Mafia taking on Cleveland Steamers. Glizz Mafia is going to be looking to not let Cleveland Steamers make 2 in a row. Nick, how are you going to make sure that that is the case for your boys this week?
So we're going to need a vintage Pat Mahomes performance. We need one. We haven't had one yet. We need one. Pass catchers are going to have to carry again this week. We've known that since week 2 that the pass catchers are going to have to carry us. And then we're just going to have to find some solid running back play. We don't need anything special. We just need somebody to go out there and do something.
All right. And now we're going to take a quick look at the standings. Now that we've made one trip through the division with everyone. In the Michigan division, Sticky Mistakes, they're off to 4-1 start, have an early lead on the division. Us at the Texas SM4s, we're currently sit 1 game behind that. And Glizz Mafia, Francy, and Wallace Pluto all sit 2 and 3, a single game behind that. And then in the American division, PC Principals sitting perfect 5-0. They have a 2-game lead on the Philly Cheekles. FaZe Kev coming in behind that at 2 and 3, and then Canned Pams and Cleveland Steamers sit behind that at 1-4. So still plenty of space for the playoff race, but things are starting to shape out here. And with that, that's pretty much all we have for this week. Nick, any final thoughts before we get off here?
With today being the start of the regular hockey season, the people want to know, Travis, who was your first round pick in fantasy hockey this year?
I did get Leon Draisaitl. Someone took Jack Eichel first overall in our draft. That league is a lot less serious. So I did get Draisaitl at 3rd overall.
All right, all you non-hockey people, Leon Draisaitl is the guy you need to look out for. I'm looking at you, Tyler Cleesby, you son of a bitch. That's it.
All right. That we're gonna sign off here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you tune back in next week for all the week 6 action. And yeah, peace out, boys.